Second fight up on the card, we've got a women's flyweight fight. Liana Jojua returning against Miranda Maverick, who's the UFC newcomer here in this spot. Jojua 8-3, Maverick is 9-2. Liana is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. She's a little stiff on the feet. She's kind of a work in progress in that area. She's very, very hittable, unfortunately, and she lets herself get walked down. She walks backwards. She lets people control the center of the octagon. However, it does look like she's starting to get more comfortable on the feet. She's willing to fire back. She's extremely flexible and extremely dangerous off of her back. I think she got to the UFC a little bit too early, and that's something that she's going to have to evolve very, very quickly if she wants to compete and stay in the UFC. Miranda Maverick, on the flip side, light on her feet. She's got a karate style sort of with striking. She comes in with blitz attacks. She's got a nice push kick that she uses to maintain the range on the feet. And then she's got really solid level changes. When she's on the mat, she's a strong grappler, and she's got sneaky back takes. She's more of a wrestler than anything, in my opinion. And she's not nearly as effective when she's on her back. If she's on top, she's very dangerous. On her back, not quite the same story. I have a weird issue on this fight because it seems like it should be Miranda Maverick all day. But she's around a minus 400 favorite right now. The comeback on Jojua is plus 300, plus 315 even. I'm seeing as high as plus 330 out there in the market. I feel like this line is just too wide. And especially with Maverick wanting to go to the ground, that's Jojua's wheelhouse. That's how you give her an opportunity to pull the upset here. What are you thinking on this one, Matt?
Yeah, there's two things that worry me. Number one, for the American heading over to Fight Island, it hasn't been the greatest. The time difference hurts Americans the most. It's such a significant time difference. And don't get me wrong, some of these fighters are now, when you're in week 5 of a Fight Island and they've been there for a few weeks, some of them have had time to adjust to the different sleep patterns, trying to sleep during the day. But a lot of fighters just say they can't. Hey, I can't sleep during the day. Well, it affects me. And Americans historically over there on Fight Island haven't had the most success. And I don't like, it really worries me with these 5'3" really short fighters. And the same thing with Jessica Andrade. And I knew she got the big win, even though I took Chookagian this past Saturday. But I thought Chookagian was doing a lot of positive stuff on the feet, landing knees on the entry, using that jab outside. Obviously, Andrade landed the bigger shots, including that big body shot. But Maverick strikes me as that same type of fighter. And how many fighters have we seen look so good in other organizations that are big, Invicta, Bellator, Strikeforce, whatever it is, and they come over to the UFC and melt under the bright lights in their UFC debut? And that's what the situation here we're in with Maverick. This is still her UFC debut. All the way over there in Abu Dhabi to make it more stressful. It would only be dog or pass for me here.
I completely agree. And shout out to my boy DFS hanging out here in the chat. I think this is a dog or pass spot. I just don't know if I have the guts to actually pull the trigger on Liana Jojua. I mean, she is coming along. I think she definitely could be something in the UFC, but I don't know if she's there quite yet. The time difference, I think, with Miranda makes a huge difference. And honestly, I don't trust Miranda's IQ. In her last fight, I think she fought Pearl Gonzalez over in Invicta. We saw her dominate round 1, but then in round 2, she got taken down. She got put on her back. She gave up a couple of reversals in bad positions. I feel like this is one where if Liana doesn't get finished early, this could turn into a scrambly, hairy type of grappling match, and she can work her way back into this one and maybe even finish it. So for me, I'm going to completely agree. It's dog or pass. I've got a lean here to Jojua. If money keeps on flooding here on Miranda Maverick, I might have to take a half-unit shot on the dog or something because it's just going to get outrageous at this pace.
And sometimes, a lot of times, what I've noticed is main card favorites tend to come back down because people are looking for shots later. And in most cases, in a main card underdog, you've heard of that dog at least. You know who they are. There's some familiarity. People are more willing to take shots with the dog. These early prelim big favorites, they tend to go up. So if you're looking to bet Jojua, I don't know that there's any rush. I think you can wait until later in the week and maybe even get a better number. Sometimes early in the week, with some of these bigger favorites, you have to get that big number now because they are going to drop throughout the week. And there are going to be at least two popular dogs all week. It happens every week. There's two popular dogs. We see the line drop dramatically throughout the week on those two. I don't know that Jojua is really on anybody's radar. And I'm thinking that this one, you can go ahead and be patient and then maybe wait and still get like plus 350 or something later in the week.
I think you've nailed it, and especially with the basically the I guess I don't want to call it something that I shouldn't. People don't like women's MMA. People don't trust women's MMA. When you see a fighter that they feel is untrustworthy in women's MMA, it's even worse. So I feel like people are going to be piling on Maverick here, and the last time I saw a line where a women's fighter got steamed all the way up that high that wasn't a championship caliber contender, that didn't end so well for those laying the chalk. So we'll see how that one ends up turning out.